First off, it's a huge Victorian edifice. Can Alex and Mary wrestle it into shape? It's our renovation, and Paul Teresi tells their story.
The small cathedral city of Ripon in North Yorkshire is steeped in tradition, from the Thursday market to the horn-blowing wakesman. He's been doing that every night for 1,000 years. He doesn't look old enough, does he? It has, however, managed to achieve the perfect blend of old and new, as the cafe culture and boutique shops all make it a highly desirable place to live. Alex Reed was born to develop property. In fact, he and his wife Mary have made a successful living out of it. However, in their search to find the next big money earner, Alex and Mary found that their latest acquisition proved more elusive than they would have liked.
We're always looking on the internet. We've got on the mailing list for probably every agent in possibly the country, actually. But we managed to find this one. We put the offer in on the property, I think, on the Friday.
Oh, we were over the moon when we got it.
Absolutely.
Over the moon.
The magical property that has completely cast a spell on them is this 9-bedroom Victorian detached house.
We went out celebrating over the weekend, and then it was that Monday we found out we actually lost it. We were really upset, weren't we?
We were.
They continued their search for properties, but nothing was as good as the one that got away. A few weeks later, however, they discovered the sale had fallen through, and they didn't waste any time in putting in a new offer of £485,000.
The elation of getting it back again has just been brilliant. I mean, I haven't probably been concentrating on the development side as much as I should, been too excited about it and partying.
Let's take a look around and see just what has so enchanted Alex and Mary.
This is obviously the original floor, which is in absolutely immaculate condition. So basically this will just be cleaned and then just sort of a beeswax and linseed put on this at the very end. And this is a lounge with probably the most impressive ceiling rose. It's vented and fanned at the bottom, which is quite rare. We're going to have to find a suitable fireplace from a yard for that. Get rid of the old stove. And this is going to be the dining room. The kitchen's the other side of that wall. The wall will be coming out.
Which is one way of getting rid of the mould, I suppose. I wonder if it's as bad on the other side.
This is going to be the main kitchen. As Alex said in the other room, we're going to make an opening here, so it's going to be a kitchen diner. Here was the original servant's staircase.
We'd like to keep the stairs, but it's just a bit tight for a straight run of area, so we're not sure. We'll be having a range-style cooker in there, hopefully get an island in with basins.
Then it's up the first flight of stairs to, count them, nine bedrooms.
This is going to be the main bedroom. There's going to be an opening made into that room next door for the ensuite and dressing room. But basically we'll be keeping everything sort of neutral and taking away this lovely wallpaper. Here we have the servant's staircase in the kitchen, and this room here is going to be our main bathroom. Here we're going to keep it quite traditional. We're going to have a roll-top bath, and I believe there's a fireplace underneath this, which we'll keep.
And moving up to the 3rd level for the 4 remaining attic bedrooms.
Currently there's 9 bedrooms. We're going to convert them into 6 bedrooms because we're going to add some en-suites and an extra bathroom.
This is basically the top tower. Not really 100% sure what we're doing with this yet. It'll be a surprise when you come back.
That's a whole lot of house and a whole lot of work. How does Alex plan to make it all happen on time?
The time scale. The time scale. Well, I think that we could have 99% of it finished within 3 months. And you don't believe me, do you?
We'll see.
We'll see.
All of this is going to cost a small fortune. Scrap that, a large fortune. So what about the figures?
Well, we have a sort of an inexhaustible budget, really. I mean, we'll put into it what needs to be done, but I should imagine it'll be around the sort of 180,000 mark to get it right, to get the right fittings in.
So, Alex and Mary paid £485,000 for the property and have a budget of £180,000, giving them a total spend of £665,000. But with such a large house in such a state, they're really going to have to work a little magic to restore Ashley House. Will it all be worth it? I think it's time for a word with the estate agents.
6 years ago, there was a huge movement in the property market in Ripon, which really tied in with the upgrading of the A1 to motorway status. And we saw in a period of 3 years, 100% increase in property prices.
We had a lot of interest in the property. It attracted a lot of people, from developers to families to people that are wanting to set up small businesses. It really is a very unique property.
This is a huge renovation project. And not for the faint-hearted.
If it was done to its original sort of character, it could be beautiful.
But what is Alex hoping the property will achieve?
I've been told sort of around the 850 mark, but I think you're probably talking about near the 950 mark, to be honest.
There are pluses and minuses with this property. Obviously, the size is tremendous, but there is a shared drive, there's limited garden space, the outlook is good. At the end of the day, maybe 800 to 850,000.
In the future, I would like to think that this property would hold an approximate value of around 800 to 850,000 pounds.
Oh, so that's about 100,000 less than Alex wants for the property.
I think when you get to a property like this, very individual, very hard to compare. I mean, you can't work it out on the square footage. So, I mean, how they get an accurate comparison, I don't actually know. I think they have been a bit conservative, though, with that view.
Look, they're not going to lose money unless they blow the budget with top-of-the-range fixtures and fittings. But are they being totally realistic about what they want the property to sell on for? I think someone has definitely cast a spell over these two.
A property like this, I think that it's really how it's finished. Everybody see how it's finished and just let them fight their way to the door, which I think it will be the case.